All right, so we are here finally, and I keep making these keep making this fourth episode in inaugural, but it's like every time I make it, things happen, and I made one officially. What's today? Wednesday? I think Monday, and it was great, but something else happened. So I just had to wait and make it officially now to add more stuff up. But let me just continue on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and boys and men, ladies, this is your boy Jay Brooklyn, the place to be, and I'm on a new channel. This is a new channel. Let me go a little background story from here. A little short background story. This is the IOD 418. IOD means and stands for the Independent Objective Degenerate. And 418, spoiler alert, is my birthday. April 18th. Yes, it is. I'm in Aries on the cusp of a Taurus. And I made this channel mainly because when I was about to make this official video or this topic, I have seen people that I watched on YouTube who would be considered to be right wingers, but definitely not liberals or leftists. And they've had their channels, um, I wouldn't say compromised, but shut down and demonetized because of things they said. And my original channel, my first channel, the Red Pill Experience, is mostly used for gaming, uh, live play, and other fun stuff. And I don't want to get rid of that channel. If I do say things that are out there and crazy, so if my channel gets shut down from this channel, the IOD, I can recover easily. And I have 93 subscribers on that channel right now. So yeah, so that's what it is. And this is the channel which mostly I'm gonna speak about on various topics, politics and current events. Race, as you can see, my hate hate cops. Next time, should the camera move? Hang on, this is live TV. I can edit this out, but I don't know. Maybe not live TV. Yeah, I'm trying to get it. Hate cops. Next time you need help, call a crackhead. I got this. I got this from Amazon, and basically all the stuff going on now. I just have to talk about this. I'm tired of talking about this on YouTube and not YouTube, on Facebook and um what's the other platform, Twitter and all this stuff, and my coworkers and friends. So I decided to make a channel about it. Let's talk about it, and I would like to keep this show, The King Alphanera Presents, Does Race Really Matter? That was that was my original topic. I guess I could keep this. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, it will be. Does race really matter? Um, and what I mean by that, there are four events that happened within 6 months. Let's go back to November of 2021 in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Daryl Brooks, who used I I don't want to say his SUV because I think it was stolen, but he used an SUV to run down people in the Christmas parade. Witnesses said that he deliberately targeted people zigzagging through the crowd, and he killed people. Okay? Then months later, there was a Frank James, an elderly gentleman in his 60s, who attacked a Brooklyn subway train in Sunset Park. April the 12th. Was it April 12th? Yeah, it was April the 12th. 8:30 in the morning, or 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, where luckily he didn't kill anybody, but he still had the act. Then let's go to, this is a pretty recent one of the recent ones from this month, on May 14th in Buffalo, where a young male um targeted a Tops supermarket, killing 10, well, no, well, yeah, he killed 10 people. He killed 10 people, and he injured three others, I believe. This happened on a Saturday around 2 p.m. And we're going to talk about the fourth event that happened in, now this is recent, so this one I don't know or remember the topic. the um the uh the facts straight, but I did save the story in my Facebook account. This was in Texas, where this young man, who was also 18 years old, he gunned down 19 children and 2 teachers in a Texas elementary school. Now, here's the deal. The Waukesha, I'm gonna call it a stampede or rundown, was done by a black man. The shooting in Brooklyn was done by a black man. The shooting that happened in Buffalo was done by a white man. And the shooting that happened, this happened yesterday, right? May 24th. This is May 25th now. This happened Tuesday. Okay, this guy's name is Salvador Ronaldo Ramos. Ramos, whatever. So he was Spanish, some kind of Spanish. I'm not. It doesn't say what he was, but he's Spanish. And it's funny because I bring up the race, which is part of my topic of, does race matter? When the Waukesha stampede happened, of course it came out in the news, but it died down. Then when the Frank James shooting happened in Brooklyn, that made news, but it died down within a week. Within a week, it died down. Okay. The Buffalo shooting happened on the 14th. That was a Saturday. That happened almost 2 weeks ago, and people are still talking about it because it was a white male that did it, and it was racially motivated. Not, well, of course, the crime was mostly was racially motivated, but the news outlet made it racially motivated as well. I say that respectfully because till this day, almost 2 weeks later, it's still being talked about. People are still talking about this crime, still talking about the shooting and the victims. I mean, as they should. As they should. But I'm going to tell you why it's happening. Not because of the crime, but of the reason why. In a minute. Then we just got the shooting in Texas, and that, of course, is still talked about because it literally just happened. But that, too, will be talked about in the same time length as the shooting in Buffalo. I'll tell you why. Because the news outlet loves race division. There was a promoter in WCW and WWE called Eric Bischoff, well, named Eric Bischoff. He was known, well, he actually wrote a book with this title, but he was also known for being controversial. And he made it a point to let us know that controversy creates cash. Now, him being a promoter for wrestling, that meant to him and to us that the more controversial the match, the more ratings it was going to be. And that goes for everything. Journalism, the news, everybody is taking a controversial topic and they want to be the head runner of that topic. Think about it. When you watch Spider-Man or Superman, whether it's what is this guy's name? Whether it's Perry White or James Jamerson, you hear them. Listen, Peter, Lois, I need you to take photos of Spider-Man and Superman. You would never hear Perry White or James Jamerson tell his reporters, I need to go down to the homeless shelter and take of a bum peeing on somebody's leg. No, that's not news. Okay? Or a fight breaking out between two random people. No, that's not news. They need somebody to be controversial to keep you reading and watching the news. Now, we have 4 events that I just talked about: Wisconsin, Brooklyn, Buffalo, and Texas. But apparently, the Wisconsin and Brooklyn cases isn't a matter of speaking. In fact, see, okay, the reason why I said also too that the Buffalo shooting is racially motivated, racially motivated by the news, because in Buffalo, the guy was white and he targeted black people, not because he hated black people, but because he believed in the great replacement theory, which in a nutshell is basically saying that white people are now the minority because they're dying out and they have the lowest birth rates. Now, Peyton, the shooter in Buffalo, Peyton didn't shoot the 10 black people because he hated black people. He was afraid of his race being gone. Now, I'm not condoning or excusing his behavior. What he did was an horrendous event, obviously. But the said can be, but the same can be said about Frank James. Frank James had the same motivation too. He was a black nationalist. Now, a black nationalist is the same thing as a white supremacist. They believe that their race supersedes everybody else. Now, this is on his page, on his Wikipedia page, Frank James. He had tons of videos on YouTube for God knows how long, but it was on for so long that the other YouTubers were able to find his videos easily on the day of his attacks, and to rebroadcast them on their channels respectfully. And he would talk about his hatred towards white people. He had manifestos on there talking about blacks and whites should not be together, that there'll be a race war that is imminent. Um, and it's that kind of thinking. See, damn, this microphone's too close. I'm trying to find a way to make it close to me. 7:30 p.m. Thank you. Frank James was motivated by hate. He despised white people because of what he believed in the whites, whatever they did back in the day. But what Peyton did, he did out of fear. Now, this shooting that happened yesterday in Texas. This young man, now this is very freshly new, so this is a development story. This is from NBCnews.com on my phone. Show my phone. The man who gunned down 19 men and two teachers in the Texas school massacre, he wrote on his Facebook 15 minutes before he barricaded himself into a classroom and fired indiscriminately, "I'm going to shoot in elementary school." Okay? The shooter, Salvador Ronaldo Ramos, 18 years old, gave no meaningful forewarning of the violence he intended to unleash, except for the Facebook message, and two others that came before it. Now I'm just scrolling through the article on this page. The two messages that he wrote before he wrote about the school: "I'm going to shoot my grandmother," and "I shot my grandmother." Um, Meta spokesperson Andy Stone said the warnings were sent in a private one-to-one text messages that were found after the shooting. Facebook is cooperating with law enforcement. Da, da, da. So after Ramos shot his grandmother in the face, he drove to Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, crashed his car nearby, and carried a rifle inside. Then Beto O'Rourke tried to use the massacre to his political gain, screaming, uh, "It's totally predictable," and that he was that he had that he was doing nothing. Whatever, I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, and he called him a sick son of a bitch as he was escorted by the police. Uh, Now Abbott. Who's Abbott again? Let me go back. Abbott, for context, I forgot. Okay, the governor, Greg Abbott, uh, blamed the shooting on mental health challenges, not easy access to semi-automatic weapons and other guns. Now, as for the victims, they were in one classroom. Uh, there was said the shooter was able to make entry into a classroom, barricade himself inside, and began shooting numerous children and teachers who were in that classroom with no regard for human life. Um, yeah, it was an evil person. Now the shooter did have a vest on himself again, and trying to see well, the other stuff doesn't. So people who got out. But another thing I noticed about these cases, all four of these cases came up saying that these men were mentally ill. They had mental illness. Okay? But another factor too, with Frank James, Peyton Generon from Buffalo, and this young fellow, Ramos, there were warning signs. They posted their manifesto online, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever platform they can do it on, and time passed by and they enacted on their crimes. Okay? And the news has this great skill, and I say great skill sarcastically because they paint this picture however they want to paint it as. Frank James and Daryl Brooks, they're not publicized as they're doing Peyton and Ramos at all. But the thing is this: Peyton, okay, yeah, Peyton did it out of fear. Frank James did it out of hate, and so did Daryl Brooks because he targeted people in that crowd. Because it's a still a developing story, we don't really know why Ramos did what he did, especially to those kids. Those kids are innocent. And once again, I am not condoning what all four of these men did. What they should get the same time and the same treatment as anybody else. Does not care what color you are. Okay? But I am sick and tired of the news propping up these cases uh by skin color. And they are. Now, they're not doing Ramos the same way because he's not white, he's Spanish. But they are keeping this in the light more of the fact of they're trying to control guns. Get rid of guns. And I was arguing with somebody on Facebook about this earlier today. They asked me, "Well, why you need guns for?" Well, you need guns to defend yourself from criminals. Okay, because if you are in your house, let's say right now, I'm in my house, and a criminal comes in my house and they have a gun, what am I gonna do? I mean, yeah, I could call the police, but by the time they get there, I might be dead. In fact, literally when I just got home today, I turned on the TV and there's a story in the Bronx of a father and a son coming home to their apartment, and there's a gunman that tries to rob them. Like literally, he robs. Like, what are you doing in the Bronx? It's like, see, they are trying to target the lawful gun owners. That's a problem, okay? Because most likely these lawful gun gun owners are responsible for their crap. Now you may say, "Oh yeah, yeah, well, so did Peyton, so was Ramos or Ramos." Okay, what's his full name? Because I feel like I'm saying his name wrong. Um, I need to call something else. Salvador, Sal. Okay, Sal. He's Sal from now on. But how often do these occurrences happen where it's a gun owner, a legal gun owner, that is killing people? But meanwhile, what was it? Monday, there was a mass shooting in Chicago. That's not hyped up about it. Um, Chicago mass shooting. This happened 2 days ago. Well, this is reported 2 days ago. Upgraded. Mass shooting outside downtown McDonald's was a massacre. Judge says as two men being held without bail. Thursday night. Yeah, this is last Thursday night. The 19th. Yeah, last Thursday, the 19th at 10 p.m., 10:40 p.m. in Chicago. Two men were being yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Two men are being held without bail after a shooting last week outside near Northside McDonald's, leaving two people dead and seven seven others wounded. It's not I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. Okay, and I'm guaranteeing these two men that had the gun were not legal gun owners. So I actually propose this solution that, for one, like how driving a car, you must have a license to drive a vehicle or a permit. Now I'm pretty sure they have that now, but if you're caught without a permit for the gun, you should receive jail time or a fine. I mean, they're probably doing it already. Probably, I'm not sure, but that's probably an easy fix. But before you get the gun, yeah, you get a background check. But to be a responsible gun owner, you have to do some kind of psych ward test. Like how, because I remember when I was going for the police and school safety, they used to tell me that there was a psych test you had to do, like I think someone told me like 500 questions, 600, and most of them like were like repeat questions just to make sure that you meant what you meant. Now, that criteria could be discussed by law enforcement and, I guess, psychiatrists, whatever. But you have to pass that psych test, and now you won't know your results. All they're going to tell you is you either pass or you fail. If you get like a red flag on your test, they should be shipped to your local police precinct. And like how they have like the blue checks or blue squares, whatever, for sex offenders. Same thing too. Have like a blue check or a red check to people who are high risk, who have firearms in their home. And this should be done annually. Every year, you have to update your gun license. Now, this is not going to, of course, eliminate 100% the gun violence going on, but at least there is some sort of control. But You're going to target the people who actually have the right to carry, because the problem is not the guns. The problem is the owners who have the guns. So there are so many illegal guns out there. In fact, I heard a podcaster today tell me the number of people compared to the number of firearms in America. Let me see if I can find uh that figure. Okay, number of guns. So someone already did it already. Number of guns in America. This is 4 hours ago. Yeah, this is a big thing. Um, let's see if it's here. All right, so it's saying since 2014, the archive has counted more than 340. I'm sorry, those are the 40. 34,500 children killed or injured in shooting incidents. Now, it doesn't say in what aspect. Okay, it just says that. Then more than 6,500 of them were under the age of 12. And since 2019, more than 4,500 children have been shot to death. Okay, get me to. Okay, these are the deaths. But I want to get to how many guns are there. Oh, that's not even it. I was on the wrong thing. Um, okay. How many guns are in the U.S.? Gun ownership. Now, this is gun ownership. 32% of Americans say that they personally own a firearm, according to a 2021 National Firearms Survey. That means that more than 81.4 million Americans own guns. This number also, I'm sorry, only includes adults over the age of 18 years old. Um, when you include family members that live in the same household as a gun owner, that number jumps to 41%. So, households with a gun, 56% do not have a gun in the house, but 44% of households do have a gun. Now, these are people who are registered who own a gun. And there's tons of illegal guns as well. Okay, finally, here's the big number. There are estimated to be over 400 million guns in the United States between police, the military, and American citizens. Over 393 million, that's over 98% of those guns are in civilian hands, the equivalent of 120 firearms per 100 citizens. The average gun owning American has 5 firearms, while nearly 22% of gun owners only have a single firearm. Now, number of guns purchased per year, there are nearly 40 million guns purchased legally by Americans in 2020 alone, according to FBI records. Now, the percent of gun owners who own firearm type: handgun, 82.7%; rifle, 68.8%; and shotgun, 58.4%. By gender, personally own a firearm by males, 39%. Household is a firearm with males, 45%. Women personally owning a firearm, 22%. And household has a firearm, 40%. So you can see men own firearms more. 39% of men are um own a firearm, while 22% of women say the same. So about 57.8% of men are firearm owners, while 42.2% are women. Now by race, white people 34.3%, Hispanics 28.3%, blacks 25.4%, and Asians 19.4%. And the highest gun owning states is Montana with 63.3%, Wyoming 66.2%, Alaska 66.5%, and Idaho 60.1%. The lowest gun owning states, Massachusetts 14.7%, New Jersey 14.7%, Rhode Island 14.8%, and Hawaii 14.9%. So, basically, bottom line, what did I just say? Yeah, 400 million guns in the United States alone, and these are probably just the ones that are registered. Not probably not even claiming how many are illegal. Uh, Let me do one more population thing. Population of the United States. Yeah, so there's only, according to 2020, around 329.5 million people in America compared to the 400 million guns. So there are more guns than there are people. Well, I'm sorry. That's just people in general. But remember, it said 18 and over. So it's definitely less 18 and overs that have the guns. So there are more guns out there for legal owners. But then some people might have like five firearms as well. Basically, the point is they want to control the gun ownership and all this stuff because they're afraid of school shootings, all that stuff. I get it, I understand, but you're targeting the legal owners who own these weapons, and you have four individuals. Well, three. I can't count the Wisconsin one because he used a car, but there's three individuals: Frank James, Peyton Generon, and Sal. Yes, Sal. Who did what they did out of fear, out of anger, and mental illness. What they did was heinous. They should get the degree of the consequence of what they did. Okay, they are fueled by hate and anger, and it's the news propaganda. Okay, you have people who are using this race baiting to get people riled up. Oh, the blacks hate the blacks. I'm sorry, The whites hate the blacks. The blacks hate the whites. Okay, it's making us victims and turning us into monsters, which makes us do heinous crimes that they use to profit off of our dead bodies and of our crime. Someone told me today that this is the anniversary of George Floyd's death, May 25th. This is also the birthday of a dear friend of mine who passed away last year. So no, I'm sorry. I will not be celebrating or honoring somebody who didn't do good in this world. Yeah, he died May 25th. No, I'll make a separate video of why I say George Floyd did not do good in this world. Now, I don't mean that he should have died, but we should not be treating him as though he's the next coming. He's not. Okay, because first of all, if you're gonna honor George Floyd, you should honor Tony Timpa first, because Tony Timpa died the same way 4 years prior. Old George Floyd, and in fact, Tony Timpa called the police seeking help, and the cops killed him the same way. 14 minutes on the neck, and then when they tried to wake him up and they realized he passed out, they were joking with him. Oh, wake up, Tony. Time for breakfast. Time for school, Tony. Wake up, Tony. So no, I will not be praising or honoring George Floyd, because yeah, George Floyd's killers got time. They went to jail. Tony Timpa's killers did not yet. They're still being overturned. So no, it's not. I'm sorry. No. All right. These race baiters are making money off you. Black Lives Matter. All the people on CNN, Joy Reid, Don Lemon, Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'll make another video about them too. But they are millionaires that are using your hatred, your fear, your weakness, and they're millionaires. Stop believing their lies. But this is what it boils down to, where they're using this fear now to get the votes. So you gotta use due diligence on being aware, letting things settle, and don't get overly emotional. Is really not worth it, because you will be sucked into the vortex that is the liberal lie. But I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not. I'm here to show you the proof that's out there, and you do what you want. At the end of the day, this is America, and we get to do whatever we want within that is civilized, right? So that being said, if you love what you watched, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share to all your friends and family who want to hear that word and see more of my videos. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter for this channel is KANP underscore TV. That's King Alpha Nerd Presents underscore TV. No IG for right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Same black channel, different black time. Godspeed. Be safe. And if you want to comment down below, if you want to challenge me, do so. I am here to be challenged and here to be corrected. Here for a good dialogue. But until then, be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be careful out there. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Holla at your boy. Blackout.